So OFAC may say that if an entity owns 50% or more of a company, that person is somebody who should be sanctioned if the company is sanctioned. But they don't necessarily look at if the cousin of that person owns 1% and they own 49%, and then you've got aggregate ownership. So there's some things that get really complex, and if you don't go out and look at those next level relationships and how things map together and how they graph out, you're missing a lot of things. And if you're only looking at the OFAC list and you're not looking at lists from other countries, you're missing sanctioned individuals from other countries. If you're not looking at business ownership registries from every country, you might be missing business ownership that is material in trying to understand the ownership within your country. If you're not digging into news articles from across the world and doing translation of those to find mentions of these people, you might not find things that are necessary to understand those relationships. If you're not looking at court dockets, even court cases that have not completed, you might not find things. And so we're taking all of these things, bringing them together so that we can provide a very rich risk profile to an analyst. This and other sources of information about business ownership, and they would aggregate it together to form a picture of what is the level of risk of this individual. Now, it might be that, my mother goes into a bank and she has no business ownership. She's never been on a sanctions list. She's never been mentioned in media. She's not a risk. She might have a very, very low risk score. But somebody who has owned many businesses and has been mentioned on the OFAC list and has had adverse mentions in the press because of crimes that they've committed, they might be somebody that has a much higher level of risk. And so the financial entity might not want to do business with them as a result.